Hey folks, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review. Tonight, we got a special treat. We're going to go visit our friends over at Martin House Brewing Company out of Fort Worth, Texas, and we're going to have their Queen de Menthe. It is part of their Barrel Age series. Stick around.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional, somewhat biased opinion about the beer that we are drinking and reviewing. Welcome back. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. What are we drinking tonight, gentlemen?
Queen de Menthe from Martin House Brewing. It looks very intriguing. It's part of their Barrel Age series.
Enticing.
Andy will tell us all about this.
Well, it's a good thing that this is a strong beer because sit back and relax. I've got did some looking up of things.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is a dinner mint in a can already, just from the smell of it.
Oh, it is thick. So mine was brewed on January the 28th, 2024.
All of ours were.
Okay, just confirming.
Oh, it's the that's the thing about this release. Shall we? Cheers, mates.
Wow. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates. Wow.
It's essentially a spiked chocolate mint almost.
Mm-hmm. But it's not overly boozy.
Queen de Menthe is a whiskey barrel-aged Imperial Mint Stout. It's 12%, 6.9 IBUs. It is, as you said, it was brewed on January 28, 2024. So we're having this, 17 months after brew, almost?
Roughly.
16 months, probably 16.
Yeah, it's aged 7.
Right.
Does it say 7.5 months, or is that 7.2? That would have to be 7.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got it in October, November timeframe.
Correct. It was brewed with mint, chocolate, lactose, marshmallows, vanilla, and brown sugar. Originally, it was brewed as they named it Cookie Monster, and then they had named it the Last Girl Scout. And now it is on its current name, Queen de Menthe, but it was essentially the same ingredients. And I looked up those other two, and it is basically, from the descriptions, very similar. Now, they do a neat little story about the names of the beers. So the Cookie Monster one had a different depiction on it. So does the Last Girl Scout. So the Queen de Menthe, and which is pretty cool, they give it to you. So when we purchased it, I got the 2 boxes, and they put 2 12-ounce cans in each box. And their reasoning, saying that most barrel-aged series are in bombers. Well, that's only 22 ounces. Therefore, we're giving you 2 extra ounces. So,
And a cool box.
And a cool box. And you can actually split it, you know?
Yeah. It's
like a bomber. You're going to have to drink it in one sitting if you don't have a friend to share it with. So
the only problem we had is there's 3 of us, so we had to buy 2 boxes.
We did. Who bought this? I bought it, didn't I? Or did one of you? You bought it. Okay. I was like, did I? Because I don't recall seeing another one of these in my stash.
I still have one more in the fridge.
Gotcha.
I held off on drinking it, although I came this close very recently.
Kudos, Jay.
So, who is this? The art is based on the Greek mythological being Minthe. She was a Naid, N-A-I-A-D, which is a nymph or a female spirit. They preside over fountains, wells, springs, streams, brooks, and other bodies of fresh water. Minthe, the mythological nymph, ultimately was transformed into a mint plant. So there are differing accounts by scholars. She was beloved by and a concubine of Hades, the king of the underworld. And it was either Hades' wife, Persephone, or Persephone's mother, Demeter, who transformed her. Or, again, there's conflicting reports. Persephone tore her into pieces, and then Hades turned her into the plant after that. So, again, conflicting scholar reports or descriptions of Minthe. Now, there's also another play on words, crème de menthe, which is French for mint cream. It's a sweet, mint-flavored alcoholic beverage. There are white and green varieties, and it's made with Corsican mint or peppermint and steeped in grain alcohol for several weeks, and then it's filtered and sweetened. Usually it's about 25% ABV. You may have heard of it being used in a grasshopper style of drink. That is it for our beer.
I find it interesting that the previous names for this same model of beer, if you will. The last Girl Scout, of course, makes you instantly think of the Thin Mint.
Yeah.
So the Cookie Monster, I'm struggling with, other than it could be the same type reference.
Yeah. When I think of Cookie Monster, I normally think of chocolate chip cookies, though, personally.
Me too.
So.
Martin House
several
Brewing.
Other of this series, didn't they, Andy, that we looked at, but we decided to go with this one because
This one looked the most delicious.
There were a handful of boxes of two in the Barrel Age series, and I noted that they still had some last time I was in the beer store, so I might try and get us a couple others, or at least me.
Martin House Brewing Company out of Fort Worth, Texas, a regional brewery founded in 2013. We're getting up there. We're getting close to a playlist.
Very quickly, yes.
I think we're going to hit a playlist by the time do we have one more?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that lemon ice pop pie.
Yep. So the owner's last name is Martin. Uses the purple martin for their logo, which birds that live in a family group, and he has members of his family working for him, so at the brewery, so it all kind of fit together. And I'm going to sample some more beer.
All right. Seeing as nobody's had it, Jay provided it, I'll jump in and go first. Let Andy sample a little bit more. Wow, this is one of those little Andy's mints in a beer. It is spot on. I'm not a huge fan of mint and chocolate. Was very intrigued by this beer nonetheless because of what they're claiming it to be. I think they pulled it off completely. I mean, I don't know what else to say other than it tastes like a liquid form of an Andes mint. Jay, you mentioned it's not overly boozy at 12%. It really isn't. I'm just amazed at how closely it tastes to just an intermint. So I think it's a fun beer. I think it's for me, it's probably a novelty or a one and done again, because mint and chocolate together are not necessarily my favorite thing. But I like the beer. If somebody handed me one, I would definitely drink it. I think it's fun. It's tasty. Even without liking mint and chocolate together, I'm going to give it an 8. I think it's a really interesting and good beer. Andy, what do you think?
Agreed. Novelty is rich. and it does taste like the candy. This is good for after dinner. I feel like my breath is now appropriate for a social setting. I feel minty fresh. It is a lot of mint. And you do get the chocolate and the lactose and very little of whiskey barrel. It's going to get a good rating, but I think it would have gotten a higher rating for me had the mint been toned back a little bit. It is very minty, and it's starting to just overpower everything. That said, it is fun to try and say I've had it and revel in it. 8.0. It's got a great aroma. I really. 8.0.
So let me ask this: if they tone back the mint, would you want more chocolate, or would you want more creaminess, or thickness? What would you substitute by toning back the mint? I mean, mint is always prolific. Anytime you put mint into anything, it's gonna kind of overtake it.
You get plenty of chocolate. I would just want maybe just to get a little more of a mild amount of the whiskey out of it, and or just less mint. Maybe? Yeah, it's not that I'm asking for more of the others. I'm just asking for less of the mint.
Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of mint. I love mint juleps, mojitos, all the drinks that you can put them in. I grow fresh mint, always have mint, spearmint, those type things. I'll actually make mint tea, or one of the things I do in the summertime around there, or the spring and early summer, is go get a basket of strawberries and cut them up and put mint in there with vodka and make some sort of vodka lemonade mint seltzer spritz, just one of those nice big tumblers, growlers. So mint to me is always great, and I love it. I also am a big chocolate fan. But yeah, there's no way in the world you would think this is 12%. If you handed it to somebody, you might say 7 or 8%. It is a dessert. You're not going to sit here and drink multiple of them for sure. But I really like it. If the price point was a little more right, it would be one I might pick up a 4-pack or a 6-pack, but a 2-pack for, I think it was around $15 to $20 for a 2-pack. It is in that novelty category, and they do. I mean, the can art, the box, all of that is fantastic. So kudos to them for that. It caught our eye, and it was something that we enjoyed. I'm right with you guys. It's an 8.0. I'd love to push it a little higher, but 8 is fantastic, and it's a really good beer.
If you bought the beer tray, how did both Andy and I end up with the boxes? Because I've got the other box. You just didn't care about the box.
I gave you the boxes to transport beer back.
Okay.
And you guys.
Mine's right up on the shelf.
You guys could use those more than I could. I mean, it just takes up space for a lot of me. I mean,
I'm just gonna throw it away. I was saving it for the show.
Yeah, I figured, and I didn't know if there was other information on the box that might not be on the can or online or anywhere else. So.
Well, I think the other thing, and you kind of hit on this, Jay, is we've seen a lot of great can art from Martin House, and we've been able to use that a lot in our thumbnails in various ways. So I think they do. That's one thing they have done a great job, at least the beers that we've seen so far. A lot of fun can art from those guys. So whoever's designing their can art is doing a great job by my estimation, at least. That will be an 8.0 for the Queen de Mint from Martin House out of Fort Worth, Texas. Definitely an interesting beer. If you like an Andes mint, then this beer is one you should go out and find and buy all of them, because that is exactly where this beer comes out. I think we'll all agree that is the closest thing you can get to an Andes in a glass. So go check that out. Or thin mint, yes. If you have had one, let us know what you think down in the comments below. Definitely appreciate you checking out this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. We would appreciate that, and that helps us on the YouTubes. We got a bunch of links down below for some merch. We've got some links for some glassware that we showcase on the show. We've got some links for some other things, so check all that out down below. And we will catch you on the next one. For Jay, Andy in the attic, I am Ben. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.